Alabama just wrapped up scrimmage number 2, and ladies and gentlemen, we might finally be getting some movement in this quarterback battle. Today, Keelon Russell got the first snaps. He got the keys to drive the machine, and he didn't waste the opportunity. Russell led Alabama on a long, impressive opening drive. The running game was working. Freshman running back Trayshawn Brown broke off on some big runs. Kevin Riley punched in a rushing touchdown, and Russell helped move this offense right down the field. That matters. Not because taking the first snap automatically means you're the starter. It doesn't. But we're getting late into fall camp. At some point, these reps start carrying a little more weight. Last scrimmage, Mack went first. This time, Russell went first. And once he got the opportunity, his offense went down the field and scored. That's exactly what you want to see from a young quarterback trying to win this job. And there's another piece of information that stands out to me. Despite both quarterbacks reportedly playing well, the word continues to be that Russell is consistently moving the offense down the field. That's huge. Quarterback competitions aren't always won by the guy who makes the prettiest throw in practice. Sometimes it's simply who moves the chains, who keeps you ahead of schedule, who gets you in scoring position, who makes the offense function. And right now, Keelon Russell appears to be answering a lot of those questions. Now, before the Keelon Russell fan club starts playing the parade, we need to talk about Austin Mack, because Mack apparently came to play too. Mack handled the second and third offensive series, and one source reportedly described him as looking just as good as Russell. The first drive was a long one, but the offense eventually got stopped around the 15-yard line while trying to convert on 4th and 2. His next possession went 3 and out. Later, Mack received back-to-back series. The offense didn't score on the first possession, but on the next possession, they moved the football. And this is where something else really starts jumping off the page: the running game. Daniel Hill ripped off a nice run. Kevin Riley had another solid carry that helped get the offense down around the 5-yard line. And somebody watching that Daniel Hill run apparently described the offensive line's work as damn good blocking. Now, that is something Alabama fans have been waiting to hear. Because if Alabama can combine legitimate quarterback play with a physical, dependable running game, this offense becomes a completely different animal. Here's the most important thing we learned. One source watching the scrimmage reportedly said, "The battle is real today, and they both came to play." That tells me something. Austin Mack hasn't lost his competition, but Keelon Russell hasn't faded either. In fact, I would argue Russell may have helped himself. Both quarterbacks reportedly broke runs of approximately 10 to 15 yards in their first possessions. That's another element of this competition that shouldn't be ignored. Both guys can hurt you with their legs. Neither one has to be Lamar Jackson. I'm not asking either one of them to run for 1,000 yards, but when it's 3rd and 7 and everything is covered, can you get me 8? When the pocket breaks down, can you turn a busted play into a first down instead of a sack? That ability changes things for an offense. And both quarterbacks show some of it in this scrimmage. Now, we can't talk about Russell's good moments without talking about this. Later in the scrimmage, Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. intercepted Russell at the goal line. That's a big play for Kirkpatrick. It's something Russell has to clean up. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care how pretty the drive was. When you get down near the goal line, you cannot give the football away. Points are gold. At minimum, you want to walk away with 3. Against Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, Auburn, or anybody else Alabama expects to beat, you can't consistently erase scoring opportunities with turnovers. But let's give Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. his flowers too, because this dude keeps making plays. He intercepted a tip pass in their first scrimmage. Now he comes back and picks off Russell at the goal line while working at safety. We spent all offseason wondering who was going to emerge in the secondary. Well, Jerry Kirkpatrick Jr. is making sure everybody knows his name.
We interrupt this awesome video to talk about our biggest sponsor, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks application. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy sports platform distinctly separate from sports betting. The app is really easy to use. Pick more or less on a few player stats to create a lineup. Pick stats for individual players, points, yards, strikeouts, all that good stuff. Pick the winner, spread, and total on any major game. Hey, and it's available in most states, including California, Texas, and Florida. So sign up, download the app, enter the promo code STANDARD, and get $150 in lineups instantly when you play your first $5 plus lineup. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Now back to this awesome video.
So now we get to the question everybody wants answered. Who is Alabama's starting quarterback? Based strictly on this information, if I'm Keelon Russell, I feel pretty damn good about what happened. You were given the first possession. You helped lead an impressive touchdown drive. You're continuing to move the offense. You're making plays with your legs, and you're showing that despite being the younger quarterback, the moment isn't too big for you. But Russell also threw the goal line interception. Meanwhile, Austin Mack reportedly played well enough for some watching the scrimmage to say he looked just as good. So Mack is still standing, and that's what makes this fascinating. This isn't one quarterback playing great while the other falls apart. Both of these guys are fighting. Eventually, Kalen, DeBoer, and Ryan Grubb have to make a decision, and they said they would. And I'll be honest with you, they already know. And if I had to make my guess based on what I've heard and what I've seen with my eyes, it's Keelon Russell. So let me know what you guys think. Get in that comment section, hit that like button, and most importantly, roll Tide.